Hi, I'm Melissa Wright, and I'm going to defend my action research project, which is the effects of a computer-based intervention on oral reading fluency. I chose this because I have found that young readers tend to read very robotically and very choppy, and I wanted to see if there was a way to practice to make them a little more fluid, so they're not so hard to listen to. So oral reading fluency is the ability to read connected text quickly, accurately, and with expression. Rate and accuracy are both essential in becoming fluent readers, which are two things that I focused on in this project. And then Gibson and his colleagues in 2014 stated that readers who are not fluent tend to read laboriously, often saying one word at a time, ignoring punctuation, and reading with limited expression, which is exactly what I was finding. Students who are not fluent tend to sound like robots, and they're spending so much energy decoding that they're not comprehending what they are saying. So I'm using this project to see if we can bridge that gap and make them more fluent readers, which will in turn make them comprehend the text easier and better. So the target skill that was selected is having students read 90 words correct per minute with 100% accuracy in 4 out of 5 reading passages. And the purpose of the study is to see if using keywords with punctuation and 1-minute timed oral reading passages, if they will improve first graders' rate and accuracy. So the rate is words correct per minute, and then accuracy is in a percentage. And I also used expression using punctuation clues were the 3 main factors that I looked at during this study. So I used 4 almost second graders for this project. And the intervention used, there were 2 sections of it. One was the keyword section, and that was a 3-second timed slide. I decided to time the slides to take the human error out of it. No looking at clocks, no setting timers. The slides are timed. So if anyone wanted to use this in the future, it's super easy. The kids can do it independently. You just press start and the kids can do it all on their own. So the keywords used words and punctuation directly from the reading passage. And then after they did 10 keywords, it moved straight into the reading passage, which was a 1-minute cold reading, and it was a grade level appropriate text. I got it from Dibble's, the Oral Reading Fluency Progress Monitoring booklets. So we did it 2 times a day, 2 times a week for 2 weeks. That's a total of 8 intervention sessions. So I used the standard procedure for calculating words correct per minute, which is the number of words read in 1 minute minus the number of errors. And then accuracy was calculated as a percentage of errors of the total words per minute. And then expression was measured with a checklist of inflection that I created. So there was a period after the word. Their voice was to stay flat. There's a question mark, the voice goes up. And if there's an exclamation point, their voice was to get a little louder or sound more excited when they read that specific word or sentence. I also videoed the students doing the intervention so that I could go back and check and make sure I didn't mismark anything on my checklist, make sure I didn't miss anything, which was really helpful because it went by really, really fast. It was hard to take notes and observe and pay attention to what the students were doing. So I'm really, really glad that I decided to video that. So at the end of the intervention, and we did the results where I had them read 5 oral reading passages to me again. They, on average, so I took all 4 students, averaged their times together, and averaged their words correct per minute together, and they got 102.8 words correct per minute, which is a 12 words correct per minute increase from the baseline data. The words correct per minute score showed major increase from the baseline data. So the intervention proved to be successful in increasing the students' words read correct per minute. The target skills stated that the students will be able to read 90 words correct per minute, which was raised from the baseline data, which was 60 words per minute, because after the baseline data, these students were reading above 60 words correct per minute. So 90 words was definitely feasible for these 4 students. The accuracy results stayed almost exactly the same from the baseline data. There appears to be some sort of disconnect between when they see one word with punctuation and when they see it in a sentence form. They did pretty well with it in the keyword section, and then when they did the cold readings and reading passages, it seems that they didn't remember what they had just done with those words and punctuation. So that would be interesting to look at in the future to see if it's just something that that it just takes time, maybe, that they will get it. And then after reviewing the field notes, like I said, they did well using the expression cues and in the keywords portion, and then they seem to go back to reading robotically. Although I did find it interesting that the two participants with the most expression errors, so they read mostly flat, had the least decoding errors. They were able to read the words more accurately and quickly, more than the other two who read more expressively, but they seem to struggle with reading the words a little bit. So that's very interesting. Is expression and decoding related? I think that's something that I would look at next. Is there some sort of, like, maybe these students know they can't read all these words, and so to make up for it, they read with more expression. And the ones that can read all the words are just reading so quickly because they know the words that they're forgetting the expression. I don't know. It's something to look at into the future. It'd be interesting to see where that was. And so I think oral reading fluency is such an important skill. The National Association for the Education of Young Children, they said that reading fluently and accurately is one of the hallmarks in skilled reading. So being able to read fluently and accurately is one of the main factors in being a skilled reader. It is imperative that early childhood students learn to read, as it is critical to a child's success in school later on. So learning to read really is important in all aspects of school. You need to read in science, you need to read in math. It's super, super crucial that these students learn how to read accurately at a very young age. So I think that the goal of this project was to motivate readers to become fluent readers, and hoping that this aids students to become accurate, expressive, quick readers, and that will encourage them to become lifelong readers. Thank you.